Have you noticed that the Great Commission has been lost in the local church? I think we know it by hearing it, and some of us may have even memorized it, but when you begin to delve into what it really means, we get all kinds of reactions. It's kind of like people say, well, I'm kind of busy. I think I hear my wife calling. I've got to take my kids, somewhere this weekend. We get all kinds of anxiousness, blank stares, funny faces when we talk about the concepts that we find in Matthew 28:18 through 20. Jesus is speaking and he says, all authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. I think we all understand that Jesus has all authority. It's pretty clear. There's something, we just can't argue with that. He has all authority. All means all. That's pretty simple. And then he follows that up with, he says, go. So because he has all authority, he's telling us to do something, and that something is go. But the command in this text is make disciples. So we're supposed to go and make disciples. But what we've done in the church is that we've built buildings and bought properties, and we have events, and we expect people to show up at these events on this property. The problem is that Billy on 4th Street doesn't know he's missing church. So the only way we're going to fulfill the Great Commission is we've got to go. And we not only go to our neighborhood, to our city, to our state, to our nation, but around the world. It depends on where you're called. You may be called right here in Sioux City, or you may be called to China. But by God's authority, when he calls you, you're to go. And what are you supposed to do? Again, the command is make disciples. Well, what is a disciple? A disciple is a follower of Jesus. It is a fully devoted follower of Jesus. It's someone that will lay down their life to follow Jesus. It's someone that'll live a sacrificial life to follow Jesus. So we're going to make disciples. And what do we need to do when we make disciples? Well, once they become believers, or even before they become believers, we begin to build relationships with them, and we witness to them, and we love on them, and we show them what it means to be a disciple. And then when they become believers, we baptize them. That word baptizo means immersion, and it symbolizes the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and also that we've died to our old life and been raised to a new. And then it says, teaching them to obey all things that I have commanded you. And this is an entirely different way of teaching. This isn't teaching for information. This isn't historical. Although there's history in the Bible that's very important. There's prophecy in the Bible that's very important. But we don't read it just to know information. We read it to obey God, because he has all authority. So we teach to obey. What we share with people, we follow that question up with, oh, what are you going to do now to obey what you just read? Again, we get those blank stares. You know, we have grown men say, oh, I think I hear my mother calling. You know, it causes all kinds of anxiety and frustration. And I think we just need to relax. And we need to love Jesus. And we need to follow him, because he's the King and the Lord. And he ends up this commission with, and lo, I will be with you till the end of the age. He knows it's going to be scary at times. He knows that your palms are going to sweat. He knows you might even be threatened, especially if you're in a foreign country. But he said he'd be with you. So go and make disciples. Baptize them. Teach them to obey. And Jesus will be with you. You can't get a deal like that anywhere else. So just relax. Take a deep breath and trust Jesus.